What was the nature of the position you needed support with?
Yeah, so we were looking to fill an executive level position on our leadership team. A very tenured and experienced employee had recently decided to leave us. They left to go start their own independent consulting firm, and the departure left our team not only a large gap organizationally, but a large gap in business domain knowledge. And to further compound this, the position was in the technical side of the house, leaving us in this kind of unenviable position of where we're looking for someone with leadership skills, with deep technical knowledge, and deep industry experience. So that was kind of what we were facing.
And why did you engage or choose to engage MITREC on the project, Patrick?
Well, there were a variety of reasons why we turned to you and your team for help. I mean, first of all, having worked with you and your team in the past on different projects, we were very familiar with the high level of quality and quality of service that you provide your customers. And we were looking to fill a position that doesn't come around very often. So while members of our team personally have deep business networks that we were going to tap into, we suspected limiting ourselves to just those networks would be a great disservice to our efforts. So we wanted to broaden our view and kind of open ourselves up to that great candidate whom we've not yet met. And to that last point, your team specializes in recruiting for companies, not only in manufacturing, but specifically in the life sciences arena where our business is centered. And so for us, choosing MITREC was a natural and easy call. We had a high level of confidence coming in early to the engagement that first key decision, the decision of who to trust with our search, was an easy and the right one. So we chose you guys right away.
And Patrick, how would you describe the experience and process of working with me and working with the team at MITREC?
Yeah, I think the process was excellent from beginning to end. I mean, throughout every step of the process, you and your team worked diligently to understand and meet our needs. I felt from the beginning all the way through that the approach and the service was tailored to me and not canned and out of the box. I mean, you listened, continuously adjusted your activities based on what we were saying, and in fact, you demonstrated a level of adaptability that I just was really pleased with throughout. And I'd say that the level of communication throughout was spot on. I mean, I describe it as a Goldilocks just right, and was always timely without being overbearing. It was informative without being overwhelming. And it sufficiently allowed us to make those key decisions we needed to move through the process. And whenever we have feedback, no matter how well or poorly we articulated our questions and concerns, you were able to bring your experience to bear and guide us in considering all the angles and in getting the most out of the process.
Great. And how satisfied are you with the results from the project? And maybe, Patrick, you could mention how many profiles we shared or interviews or anything like that would be great.
Oh yeah, I'm extremely satisfied with the process. I'm still amazed at how quickly we were able to move through this process. I mean, you were able to locate a really deep pool of high quality, well-matched candidates for our position. And I expected us to be successful when we first set out on the journey, but I never dared to dream that we'd go from initial engagement to having reviewed more than a dozen high quality candidates, taking several deep into multiple rounds of interviews, to having extended an offer all within 8 weeks. I mean, we're really happy with the candidate we finally found, and it's all thanks to the work that you and your team did.
And would you recommend using our retained service again, Patrick?
I would, absolutely. In my mind, it actually made a big difference in how we approached the search from our end. It drove us to focus and invest the appropriate amount of energy into the process. I mean, the process was only ever going to be successful if we put in the time and energy alongside your team. And by engaging the retained search, we had skin in the game. We knew we had to step up, be responsive, be available, and make this project a priority. And at the same time, I think it allowed your team the flexibility to really dedicate the necessary time and energy into finding that perfect person. We had a position we needed to fill, and I wanted both sides to be motivated to get this done, not only your team, but mine. And I think the retained search really helped ensure that happened.
Yeah, and would there be any last comments that you want to add, Patrick, about working with MITREC, working with us on future projects?
I think just to kind of close, I would have no hesitation to work with you guys again in the future. I believe we've developed a fairly high level, close coordination and close relationship that I've come to trust, and those are value. That trust is valuable to me as we navigate Palms through day-to-day business and into the new world. So yeah, I would say just in closing, Daniel, I'm super happy with having met you several years ago and developed this relationship, and to have it bear such great fruit for us today in this retain search. So